Alright, we're recording.
Okay.
Camera 1 is recording.
Yeah.
See they find money.
See they find money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, y'all both recording. How about right here?
Oh, but you be there, record there
Yeah,
too.
let's press record there too.
And we're good.
You are now listening to Straight from Hollywood podcast.
Put a beat on.
Straight raw, man.
You can't put a beat on?
Straight raw.
Put a beat on.
Free. We finally got the beat. And Hollywood sound make you feel like celebrity. Mama, I finally made it. The stars is in the street. That's when you land at LAX and you finally get to see. Sheesh, it's the women, weather, and we. You hit that loud pack and you probably forgot to breathe. BP is a gene, but simply recruiting me. That's why we 824 and we ballin'. That's word to beam. The hustle came from it, but we rollin'. That's word to me. Straight from Hollywood podcast, you came to see.
That's fantastic.
Yo, shout out my dog Collinsville Neek, yo, on the intro song. That is my dog from Jersey. Shout out to you, man, for doing that, bro. That shit,
That was fly.
I love it.
He said your name and everything.
Yeah.
Look at
He
you.
shouted me out. That's what's up. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Straight from Hollywood. Yeah, I am your host at BP the Genius. Yes. We happy to be back. This is another episode. We are good to go. We better than ever. We get better every episode. So we appreciate y'all for subscribing and commenting and liking and retweeting. You know what I mean? Follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Genius TV Network on YouTube. So we got many shows coming. This is just the first of one. So Straight from Hollywood podcast. I'm your host at BP. I got a very special guest tonight with me tonight. She has a very busy schedule. She's all over the world. You've seen her all over social media. She is one of the biggest social media influencer in the world. B. Let's go. Yes. Travel influencer, brand ambassador, actress, comedian, my very funny friend. If you don't know who I'm talking about, if you're not watching, if you listening, I'm talking about the one and only Miss J, aka Jenna Hughes in the building, y'all.
What an intro.
Oh,
that was
thank you.
fantastic. That's wonderful.
Word, I am
love
so
that.
happy. I am so happy that you made some time for me. You know, like, you got a very busy schedule. You literally just got off the flight
Yeah.
from DR.
You my friend. That's what you do for your friends. Brandon my friend for real.
I appreciate
So the intro,
it.
the all of this, I'm loving it. He my friend. So this is what we do. We show up for our friends.
Yo, I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
I really do. It means a lot to me for you being here right now.
Absolutely.
You could have been on any other podcast, but you right here at Straight from Hollywood.
I
You know what
am.
I'm saying?
I'm right here.
Plug it. Let's do it.
And you done gave me a couple drinks.
Yeah, we here.
So I can get the conversation going.
You know what? I'm glad you say that. It's gonna bring me right to my sponsor real
Let's
quick.
go. Come
right
on,
to my
segue.
sponsors
Come
real
on,
quick.
segue.
Yeah, shout out my sponsor, 1942. You know what I mean? Don Julio, the finest tequila. You know what I'm saying? That's what we drinking. We got the Body Armor, the Mamba edition today. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mamba Forever, the strawberry and grape Body Armor. Shout out to Vanessa and the Mambacita Sports Academy for doing all this and putting this together. This is a really good drink, y'all. Like, I ain't saying that just because I'm a Kobe, you know, like just because I love Kobe. But real talk, this is amazing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Body Armor and everybody who helped put this together and get this out. That's what's up. This shit is real. If you can go get it, go get it. If you can't, you're missing out. All right, so
I love that it's purple.
we good.
My
Yeah.
favorite color.
Cheers to you, Jenna. I appreciate you.
Right?
So-
we were supposed to have a round of shots. We
We
missed some
does.
pieces.
Yeah,
but it's
you
all
know,
good.
it's
all
okay though.
good.
But it's okay though.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's okay though. So
I'm
we
not
gonna
here
shoot
to
this
complain,
shit.
I'm here to entertain.
We are gonna shoot the shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
Yes.
have fun.
Yes.
Here, Straight from Hollywood. We really don't care. You can say what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's why the advisor, the disclaimer is up in the beginning.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we threw the
That's what comes-
disclaimer up
Okay.
because it's like we
Yeah,
wanted
no.
to create a space where you know, it was free and people could kind of just come and let loose and chill, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we all about everything Hollywood and always talking about the next. And right now I'm with Miss Jenna, who is right now. You know what I'm saying? So Jenna, we've known each other for it's been a long time.
We was just talking about that today.
We literally was just talking about it today.
It's been years. Like, time will really fly by. You'll be like, what happened to all those years? I mean, some amazing things have happened. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Life has happened. Wonderful things have happened. But we've known each other for a long time. And it's not often that you find those solid friendships where you can say that, because people will come in and out of your life. Yeah.
I think that's one of the big things we learned.
My God. Yeah. But we were out here like as kids. Like,
we was kids out here.
Kids, like, out here trying to figure out LA.
Real
dreams,
talk. Real talk.
Like, that's so interesting to me because I've learned, so I still have the same aspirations, but I've learned so much about navigating the business more now. Yeah. And my expectations and just so much that I had before, you know, have, you know, not necessarily decreased, but they've just changed. Yeah. Which is beautiful, because I think everybody should experience that beginning. Yeah. And that not knowing.
You know, this city will make you grow up real fast.
Yeah.
You tend to forget time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, we family. I consider us family. We have been family since day one. We always gonna be family, you know what I mean? So, but let's get into some fun stuff, you know?
Okay. What you got for me?
Your social media, yo, it's huge. I mean, it's amazing. It's really like every day. It's like you evolve like another 20,000 followers. Like, I'm like, yo, once you get it on automatic on algorithm, it's real. But you know, I really love like what you do as far as like, you know, your characters and you know your acts and stuff that you put on. One of my favorites is she's the 90s vocal coach. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. That's one of my favorites. Where did she come from? Where did Victoria come from?
Very simple. She was with our friend Bree. It was actually inspired.
Shout out to Bree.
Yeah,
we're gonna get her back on the show real soon.
Yes, Bree and I were roommates at the time, and I think I was I don't know, going through some melodies or something like that. Or she was singing and maybe I was guiding her through the notes. And she's just in the kitchen trying to live her life. And I'm like, that's not it. Why don't you try it like this? And why don't you do that? And I think she was just like, was you a vocal coach, a 90s vocal coach or something like that? I can't remember the story, but I was just like, aha, that's it. And it's so funny because I sat on the idea for like 3 months. I didn't do it because I thought it was so silly. I was like, people are not going to find this funny. Like, this is literally something that's in my own brain, my own head. But the character changed my life severely. Like, all the opportunities, just everything that I've experienced and I am experiencing today. You know, it's been many years since that character was released, but like top celebrities, top game changers in the business, I'm talking about legends, respect the creativity of that. And you know, I often just do things, you know, in my little mind, and I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna execute this because it's fun, you know, and it's fun to know that people are laughing from it. But I second guessed that character so daggone much, and it changed my life.
That's
like literally
crazy.
from releasing it, it got, you know, it was so viral that it got me my management, you know, to meetings and in rooms, and it was just so unbelievable because I'm just sitting here like, are y'all sure that this is what made y'all, like, are y'all sure it's this right here? Because, you know, I got other stuff in the back. They got a little, you know, for the longest time I didn't believe it, but I was just like, they keep wanting me to do this. And I'm like, I understood that it was the nostalgia of the 90s, like all of that, but still till this day. And I think, you know, I read about the 90s that it's like this, it's like the most recorded era. It's like, you know.
Is it?
Essentially, I guess we have culturally, like what it brought to our world culturally is like, you know, a very highlighted, area, and also technology and things like that were evolving during that time. Yeah. So we have a lot more footage and a lot more things of the 90s for people to mimic, like kids today.
That's real.
So learning that the 90s just keep, because it comes back. You see people dressing today like the young, I'm like the young kids, like I'm 75.
Turning on the radio, seeing what kids, everything.
Oh yeah.
All of that. Everything.
So I learned that it's like, it can be one of the most like replicated, eras. Yeah. And so I didn't understand that from it, but this lady has, I'm talking about big names and just big alignment with big brands, big opportunities from people wanting to be aligned.
That's crazy. With
this character.
That's crazy.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
You never know.
How'd you feel like when, the first person in public like came up to you and was like...
I've always been a little weird with that because one, I'm always like forgetting that like there's a world outside of social media. So to me, I'm like just doing what I'm doing, and I do the art and then I post it, and it's just this world. I set aside from that. I pick up my phone like the regular person does. Yeah. I step out of it and I get back to my normal life. I don't really have like a glamorous life that it may seem. I just I live a normal life, and then there are occasions where I do some glamorous things. So I forget about social media. So I remember one time it was really cool. I was out with a friend and I was having lunch, and there was this girl that recognized me, and she was with her friends, and she was just like, Jenna? And I was like, hi. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I follow you. And I was like, hey, yeah, how are you? She was like, what are you doing here? She was just like, I was like, I'm just grabbing some lunch with a friend. She was like, I'm sorry. She kept like apologizing because she obviously recognized that it was a little awkward, her reaction. And it was really cool. I've had people come up, crying, telling me I've inspired them. I've gotten them through hard times and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's just amazing because I think we're all going through our own things. And, comedy is literally a release for me. Some of my most painful moments have been painted into a comedy sketch, and people don't even know. I'm like, damn, they don't even know I was crying behind the scenes. But I was like, it was a message that had to be told. Yeah. Like, people had to hear this. Yeah. Because it was therapeutic for me, maybe a little selfish, but those, especially even those pieces, are like the pieces that I find that people that have gotten the most views, like where the pain exists. It's like everybody else has experienced that or been there before. So it's just I'm still in awe. Like I constantly forget that I'm an internet celebrity because there's real life. Like you just live your normal life, and I constantly forget, and then I'm reminded by somebody stopping me, and it's normally at the point of maybe my lowest of when I'm thinking trash thoughts and things like that, and somebody be like, oh my God, and I'll be like, thanks. Thank you, Rebecca, for that. That felt good today, yeah. So
that's funny.
Yes, it was odd, but now I love it.
Yeah. So you just had to get used to it in a sense. Yeah,
black people are fun, and I think comedians joke about this all the time because black people do not ask you; they just demand. They be like, "Oh my God, take a picture with me right quick." Okay, I'm taking a picture with you right quick. Like they do not. Right. They don't never be like white people would be like, "Can I? Is it okay if I get my dog?" Is it like, no, it's okay if it's not. Like, but can my dog, but black people like, oh my God, come here. Shinat, come get in this picture real quick. And you be like, oh, everyone's here. Hey, like, they don't care. Right. They don't care. They tell you what you about to do. Yeah. So that was new for me, because it's like you're forced, and then you're there for a while, and then they come with me, come here. So let me tell you something. Come over here. Come here. So they are so bold to take you away from your whole situation, and you don't want to look like the person that didn't, that didn't have the heart, for the moment. Yeah. So I try my best, but I think it's fun, you know, and I don't think everybody gets the opportunity to do what I do. So I'll be like, this shit is fun, you know, why not?
Did you always, well, not always, but did you, I guess always, did you always know you were funny? Or was it like something hit me and it's like, it was like I used to do music so much. Remember when I used to sing, y'all? Yes.
Remember when
used to. You still sing.
I still sing, but I remember when it was like, you know, officially my passion, and I would do the shows on the stage, and I would have these shows, and they'd be like, yo, I feel like when I go to your shows, like I feel like it's a story, because I would always tell the story about how I wrote the song, you know, tell the backstory, and it was always like with a comedic. It always had a taste of comedy to it. Because I was just silly. My whole family's silly. I honestly think like people from DMV in general, like DC, we just funny people. You know what I'm saying? The way we tell stories with so much color. Like I've worked with people and they be like, it's just like it's so colorful. Like the way it's told, you know? And so I was performing and people first told me in, you know, performance. And then I dated a comedian and I start working with him comedy-wise. And I realized that, oh, well, it's effective. Like we were releasing stuff and people were enjoying it. And so I was like, oh, well, this is new. Maybe I can see what's up with this. But I didn't really, until I became more fearless in it, was when I really discovered how different it was. And I just I wanted so badly to be unique. Like I felt like in my music career, I was like overly sexualizing myself for like no reason. So I was like, how can I do the opposite and just see what that's about? Like I've always been like, how can I do I've always been in the business of like working smarter. Like how can I do something nobody else is doing? And how can I like make it a thing? You know? Yeah. So yeah, I think I think the validation also of the public, you know, will help you with your craft and help you identify, you know, if it's something you could do. If the majority is like, hey, then you go, all right, well, if they say if this many people like it, let me see what this will turn into. You mentioned you talked about your music. Any artists, like if you were to get back into music, is it out of the question, or is it something that you still want to pursue? I think no. You know what I mean? At this stage I would love to, but it's like I would want to. I have so much to write about now because I've been able to just experience life better now. So I have so much to write about. Like I have, you know, I was so young when I was doing things. I was just writing other people's stories. Like I was just like writing stuff I would hear on the radio that I thought was like beneficial. Like just writing stuff that I, you know, that I heard. But then I started to experience life. And when you go through life and you get your heart broken and you get the opportunity to gain perspective from the situation and you think it through, things change. Love, relationships, your mind changes, you change as a person, you evolve. For sure. And so I think it was necessary for me to live life a little before coming out with a music project that, you know, because all I really want to do, to be honest with you, is I can come out with a lovely, you know, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. You know, I could do a one time just great album and just be a legend. I don't necessarily have to make
talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily have to make album after album. I just want to make something legendary that people could play for years and years and years to come.
That's real.
It's something that people can connect to no matter what age. It's a throwback. I'm good with that. Like I just want to do legendary shit and just sit on it and walk away. I don't need to be.
I like
as
that.
long as I'm eating, I'm good.
You know?
As long as I can take care of my family.
Yeah, I like that.
But I would love to. So if that takes me 5-10 more years to develop, then that's
all
what
right,
it would
though.
be.
You know what I'm saying? So when that's real. I fuck with that. I really do.
Whenever it happens. But that's my vision.
Real
is
talk,
to like,
real talk.
you know.
DC native, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to DC.
Shout out to DC.
Shout out to the whole DMV.
The whole DMV. DMV native, I would say.
DMV
but DC.
native.
DC born.
Shout out to DC. You know, I got some history all in them cities and stuff as well. Yeah.
The sugar's at the bottom. I gotta.
The sugar at the bottom.
The sugar's at the bottom on this situation too. Tell us about it.
No, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, been back and forth a lot, you know, in those areas. I'm from the East Coast. Was born and raised in Virginia.
Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton, Newport News.
You know, my family from Hampton. I always tell you that. My mama's side.
You did tell me that. And you go back home and you visit. I mean, you go visit them, don't you?
Yep. For Thanksgiving, I was down there.
We're going to have to set something up where...
Set some holidays together and shit.
Let's set something up where we both in Hampton at the same time.
They probably know each other. They be like, you mean to tell me, James? That's your granddaddy.
Exactly, yeah.
That's your granddaddy. Yeah. I bet you if we go to Hampton, if we set it up, can you imagine if our people already know each other?
Yeah, we could bring the whole entire city out.
I don't think so. I don't know nobody out there like that. You know them. I got my grandma and like my granddad. I'm gonna be like, it's about to be lit. I'm gonna bring the whole.
Well, you let me handle.
Senior citizen crew.
You let me handle.
I got cousins out there though. Can I tell you a story about Hampton? Well, I guess that's the 30-minute time. That's my time, y'all. All right, y'all. I'll be here. Everything's been great. But let me tell you.
Damn it.
Let me
One
tell
button,
you. It's
man.
okay. It's all
One
good.
button, yo.
Listen.
The mute button
The
on
mute
the
button.
timer.
It's okay.
It's so
It's
much.
okay.
Listen.
Are you?
It's so much shit.
You should fire him. Later. It's okay. He didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't know. It has to be, you know, it has to be, you listen, if you want to have a show. Look. When you come to the wrong side, if you trying to have a show, okay, you need to get experienced individuals. Okay? I don't know what the hell that was.
Oh shit, yo.
But don't invite me to no ghetto ass shit, Brandon. All right, I'm your friend. What is this, a house? Where are we? This is ridiculous. I can't even. And now you got somebody that can't press the goddamn button. This is ridiculous. Okay?
Oh shit.
I have been on BET. Black Entertainment Television. Thank you very much.
shit.
Network.
Oh my god.
Sheesh.
Oh shit, yo. Yo.
No, but let me tell you a story about Hampton.
Yo.
About Hampton, I always say.
Oh my god.
Yo, Hampton.
Stupid.
Listen. Thank you for the drinks.
Yeah.
Let's take a cheers to that.
Cheers,
Thank you to Don Julio. This is Don Julio is hitting, okay?
Cheers.
Yo, so in Hampton, my most vivid memories is
shit.
my cousin. I don't know if she listening to this or whatever, but
Oh shit.
my cousin. So my cousin, back in the day when Juvenile and them came out,
Yeah.
like it was a hit, and they were a couple of years older than me, and I wasn't that advanced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they would have these grind parties and everything, and I remember they had to train me on how to, like, you know, grind on the dude right. And the songs that we picked was Back That Ass Up. Like, it just came out.
Right.
And we sitting there like fucking I don't even know how fucking old I was, that damn song. I mean, we were literally in there as children. And I'm just remembering, and they were so advanced. I just remembered how mature they were. I remember we would go to like places like the roller rink and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they were just so much more on another level. I was still a little girl, and it was dudes that was hollering at me at the roller rink, and I was like, oh my god.
Yo, it was two. It was
oh my god.
It was Peninsula. It was Plaza. It was two.
Plaza.
It was Plaza.
Plaza's where we were.
Yeah.
And I remember all these dudes, like I didn't see myself like that as like a mature woman, but they saw it. And I remember that's when I learned. I was like, oh, I'm a teenager now. I was like, this is what it means to be a teenager.
Yeah.
But my vivid memories was like being a teenager.
That's what's up. We gotta definitely set that up. That's we definitely, especially once we drop this.
Somebody know somebody out there.
Oh yeah.
I know we affiliated.
I can make that. We could put that together for sure. But I would love to do that.
It's always five. What is it? 5 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
6 degrees.
6?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't fuck
I didn't even know.
But he was like, yeah.
I ain't even know. Shout out to our producer for knowing that.
Yes. Appreciate producers.
The producer.
It's always good to have a producer on deck.
Oh man,
Slash
I'm having so
audience.
much
Slash
fun.
audience
I'm having so much fun. Movies, television, you know, is it? I know it's a sensitive subject. You can't like talk to an artist or ask them like, you know, what you got going on or nothing like that. But I think that
you can know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to a sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so please, I'm allowing you this floor to tell what it is that you want to tell about your work that you have coming, the work that you're working on. You are a huge travel influencer. You just got back from DR. You was with like 4 different major resorts over there, just living it up, living the life, posting. Like, that's amazing. That's all amazing, and people don't realize how organic that was and is for you. Shout out to you for doing your thing and using your brand and your resources and everything to get going. So I mean, like, you know, as far as you're doing that, you're doing any movies that we can see, any series, any sitcoms.
Yeah, I've been, you know, I learned so much from, like, I had the opportunity, like, when things first like popped off and people, when I was on a wave, because that's how this industry works, you know, you get on a wave and then people forget about you, then you're hot again, then you're not again. That's just how it works. It's just waves, you know. So when I was on a wave, and I was very new to the scene, so much was happening so very fast. I was been given so many opportunities, and I had just lack of experience in so many areas. Like, I didn't even know if this is something I wanted to do. People were telling me this is what I should do. I had multiple opinions in the pot. So I didn't know how to do things. Like, the idea of pitching a show, I had so many missing pieces, you know? And so now that I have more of an understanding, I'm not really like, there's not an urgency. I'm creating, you know, in a place of freedom, because I realized that, like, depending on my job, depending on my art is like a way, you know, to live. It was making me hate the art, because I was like, if I don't get this audition, then I'm not gonna be able to pay my rent.
Hey, Mr. Verano.
Summer is summer, wherever there's Don Julio. Summer on with Don.
Recording?
Hey, this
And
is...
we're recording.
Yo, let me ask you some questions.
Oh,
What's up?
shit.
What's up?
How about we do that? I'm gonna
Okay.
ask you some questions.
Okay, let's make it fun.
Get him, Jenna.
Enough about you.
All right. What is the best advice somebody has given you? Like, in all of your life, what stands out the most? Like, something that you've carried with you that you remember?
That's a great question, and I actually have an answer for that, because I used it for many years out here in LA. And one of my professors, Dr. Stephen Lewis, he wasn't a doctor at the time, but knowing him, I know he's got the PhD, the doctor, all that, you know what I mean? So he said, you could be, when I was in college, my senior year in college, I took his class, and he was like, he pulled me aside, he was like, you could be anything you want to be in this world, anything. He said, but you gotta give it at least 10 years. He said, you gotta give it at least 10 years. And he said, sometimes even longer than that. And I was like, okay, like, you know, I took that, like, I really took that with me. That actually hit me, because, you know, a lot of people, they might go into certain situations, and then by year 5, year 6, they start to, like, doubt themselves about what they're doing or where their life is going or so forth. But what he was doing was, and I don't know if he knew what he was doing. He obviously knew what he was doing, but he was indirectly letting me know that it's going to take a while to evolve to what it is you want to do. So take the time
Yeah.
to figure it out. You feel me? Like whatever it is. He said if you want to be a professional athlete, you got to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? You got to give at least 10 years. That's real. You want to be a professional athlete, you got to have some experience. It was the same thing in life. And, you know, I took that with me every step of the way, moving to LA from Virginia. Now, a lot of people don't know my story, but I'll get into that in another episode, and we can talk more about my story, about how I actually got to LA and so forth. But I took that with me. That's something that sticks with me, you know, still to this day.
Yeah.
Because I'm not at the pinnacle of where I want to be, obviously, but I know one day I will be there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to look back and I'm going to think about to all my mentors and advisors and everybody that I've had growing up and just thanking them, because I know every one of them who had an influence on my life. You know what I mean? So shout out to them.
Yeah, I was talking to this girl, and I admired, like, I think you should always have, you know, friends that are older than you, have experienced different things than you have. And, you know, she's doing like a new business right now, and I was just, you know, I've been on her, like, we need to do this, we need to do that, let's work on this, do you have this, do you have that done? And she just so laxed. And, you know, I was having a conversation, I was like, how can you just be so lax? Like, your premiere is here, you have to do this, you have to do that. And she was like, you know, I've gotten to a point in my life where I understand that things take time business-wise. So she was like, so I don't stress myself out if this isn't done, if that is not done. She was like, I've just gotten to a point in my life where I truly understand that things take time. And I think that when you understand that, then you can navigate, well, how can I still maintain my happiness and the balance in it all while I'm still going after my dream?
Right.
Like, I hate the concept of starving artists. Like, I hate that. I was like, I don't ever want to be that anymore. Yeah. Like, and then one day I was just like, that concept is ridiculous to me, because you can still be an artist, but you don't have to starve. You just find other means. You really have to work a lot smarter, and it may not seem easy because it isn't.
Right.
But you can still go after what you want, that 10, 15-year dream. But in the midst of it, it does not mean that you can acquire other skills and you can still build other businesses and serve in other amazing places while you're in the process of doing that, rather than starving and sacrificing everything. Although I love it, I love the concept. I do not like, I mean, I've just experienced, you know, we've learned so much in Corona and just in everything about the entertainment business, and people coming out, they killing themselves, they not happy. Right. You know, and they like grind, don't sleep, do this is what I'm always working. That shit don't really make you happy. Sacrificing everything for, I mean, we're just in a new age where social media has opened independence up for you not to have to just depend on the idea of success from the traditional format. You know, it's so many other ways, so you don't have to define your success according to that and be depressed because I haven't made it to this point according to what the Academy believes, what this and that. And I think it's beautiful that we still have that opportunity, but there are also other routes that can still fill us and still feed us as artists. Because sometimes we need that. We need to be fed. We need people to say our shit is great. We need people to clap for us. And that's our thing. That's our gift. That's why we're here. That's the exchange. But, yeah, I really believe that there are, I've seen the darkness of things. And I think our times have also just shown us, you know, what happiness means. And that we don't have to do things that make us unhappy, you know? And I got into this with so much joy doing this comedy. And once I started to just see myself just addicted to the opinions of others and all of this according to this standard, and it took the joy out of everything, I was so disappointed.
Is comedy too sensitive nowadays?
That's another thing. Yeah, like for me, I find that I'm always trying to navigate. You know, I was telling you that one of the ways that I get through being raunchy is literally using my grandma character. I told you that I can't myself say, well, if the pussy is wet, then fine, let's put it on, you know what I'm saying? But if I have a freaking gray wig on saying you gotta put it in your pussy, a lemon cake. You know, people be like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a grandma, you know, because they can relate to their grandmas saying outlandish, you know, stuff. They can relate to that. So I think it's like, you know, I've navigated the areas of sensitivity, but you still miss some things. You know, it's discouraging because you don't know. I come up with so many ideas, and that's why, you know, a lot of my content is not as, I don't do it in as much of a quantity, is because I have to overthink everything now. You know, I have to think about who this is going to offend.
Yeah.
And I've been offended in life. So then I'm like, when you go through that pain and you realize what that feels like to actually be offended, you actually don't want to hurt anybody else through comedy. So you try to navigate it to where it's funny for all. And maybe you picking on this whole sector, you try to figure it out. So it's definitely a lot. There are videos from the past that I'm like, oof, hope nobody finds that one. That'll surely get me no jobs. Like, because I was just so free.
Right.
And, you know, people would tell me that that's the place that you should be. I miss when you had that freedom, but you also learn that you are an influencer.
Yeah.
And that you are beyond just entertaining someone.
Yeah.
You are literally influencing people, young girls.
That's real.
So the perspective changes when it's just about, let me just make comedy and let me do something funny.
Yeah.
Nah, like it changes when you know that people are actually watching you and you have purpose in it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, I would love to see somebody dress up as Victoria Chase for Halloween.
oh, that would be dope.
Yeah,
I've never
cool.
had that. I have had, you know,
cool.
with the TikTok, many people are remaking her in a lot of her videos. Like, you know, they're doing that. They're getting dressed up and doing the costumes, which is fun because, you know, you come up with that on your own. Like, that's a wig and some stuff you put together, and you see somebody else put the effort in to try to do that. I think that's
brilliant. That's amazing.
It's fly to see your work. You know, it's really a great opportunity. I will say that because I have actors that I meet, and it's perspective is everything. And it's like I work with them and I listen to their journey, and I see how happy they are to just simply, you know, be able to be seen from the audience that I've built. And I take advantage of the opportunity that I have, like in the eyes that I have. These people are just looking to be seen, and I done built all this, and I'm bougie now. I'm just like, you know, about everything. I'm just like, oh no, I'm not gonna be putting that out. And they like, you know, just my perspective is like, or I'm wanting more. I'm wanting television and film from a certain aspect because I see other people doing that, and I'm like, girl, if you don't work with what's in your hands, because it's other people that, you know, it's such a blessing to get the opportunity to show your work to an audience. Like, it's such a blessing.
Yeah, that's real. Name an artist you love to work with. Just one. This is the manifestation part right here.
An artist?
We're gonna
Dave
start.
Chappelle. I would love.
Whoa.
My biggest. I love
that.
Yeah,
I would love Dave Chappelle. We're gonna tag him in all this.
I would love for him to just executive produce a show.
Yeah, because that's DC. That's DC. That's the DC Connect.
I would love for him to see
God.
that in me. I feel like, you know, in terms of like the uniqueness in he's always been my inspiration for the uniqueness in his comedy. Like the ideas that he comes up with are just different. Yeah. And that's always what I hope to be. I was just like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to do what anybody else is doing. Everybody else is doing. Yeah. Like if I make any mark, I hope that people say I was different. You know, and that's all I care about is that I wasn't a follower.
I want to ask you one question while it just came to my mind real quick.
What?
Just would
I know, right? Because you know,
if Dave Chappelle,
you want me to mix it?
Let me get a little
no, I'm
sweet thing up in that sweet thing. Yeah. So I go.
Hey yo. Yo, you gotta release some of your music again.
Yo.
You gotta re-release it.
No, I mean, I have written
I've
some.
heard some
The
of
titles
the
of my
songs.
songs have been really dope. I've been writing some really cool songs. I wrote this song most recently called "Practice on Me."
Practice on me.
I wrote a song most recently called "Easy to Forget."
Easy to come on. This is exclusive right now.
Yeah.
Like it ain't even out yet. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody
Oh,
heard
thank
it.
you,
We
thank
dropping.
you,
You dropping. Wait, you making whole refills?
I got you.
Like a whole
Oh no, you making whole
Listen,
refills?
I'll be honest with you. It's still giving orange juice,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
I will. I'm just kidding. I'm playing.
She play,
I
she
top
play,
you
she
off.
play.
But I will deal.
Hey, thank
It's
you,
lovely.
man.
It's lovely.
Listen,
No,
we got a producer behind the scene. That's
we
helping
do.
us out
He's amazing.
tremendously. Shout out to my dog. I don't know if he want to be named on camera, but
He,
you know,
yeah,
it's
we
me.
know it's
yeah,
up.
it's him.
It's
He
me.
shout out.
It's
You
me.
know who it is.
Feel
You
free
know.
to top.
That's it.
Yes, I will say. Yes, Dave Chappelle. That's where we left off.
Yeah,
Dave
that's
Chappelle?
where we was at. We was at Dave Chappelle.
Man.
Oh, I was gonna ask a question before I lost it.
What was it?
If Dave Chappelle is in Chris Rock position, does Will do that?
Oh.
No.
Whew.
He doesn't do that.
That's all I want. I
Because
just wanted to ask. I just wanted to ask that question because ain't no way.
no,
Nah.
because Dave is swinging back, and they're going to fight on the stage. Because there's certain people that you hit, and it's a reflex that I need to fight back. If somebody hit me,
Yo.
my body only know to hit you back.
Yo. What are you talking?
Like somebody ever creep up on
What are
you?
you talking about?
Somebody, what the fuck, yo? It's like you all of a sudden you like, so, oh, you know what? It's me. It's me. You know what it is? I'm loud.
It come on when you get too loud.
When I get too loud, it come on.
There you go, B. Jenny, you want a little bit of
Yeah.
your pause?
Give
Give you a little bit of, bless you a little bit with a little bit of spirit. There you go. Cheers.
Okay, I turned it off.
Yeah, it was me. It was me. When I get too loud.
So
Hopefully
we've
you
lost
get
this
that.
guy, but we still going with this on the close up, and we still got the wide.
Cool. You got some good editing to do.
You got
It's
some
all right.
good. Yeah, that's what I said. You got work.
It's
to
all
do.
in the edit. You gonna have some little swirls come in, shoo, back in. Just gonna, now back in there, picking it back up on the next thing. It's gonna be 2 episodes.
Listen, yeah, it is some editing work to do. It's
Yeah,
all
but
good.
nah, for sure. If Dave Chappelle was on that stage versus Chris Rock being on that stage, and Will Smith slapped Dave Chappelle, they would have been sliding all over that goddamn stage. First of all, yeah, he wouldn't have done it.
Yep.
But had he now listen now, we can't say he wouldn't have done it because it's so many layers to the situation of the history with Chris Rock and this and that. But had the history been with Dave Chappelle, we can't say that he wouldn't have done it because he obviously was in a mental state that was like, I don't give a damn because this is literally the Academy Awards.
Right. That very well could have been Dave Chappelle.
It could have.
Introducing Questlove's Oscar win.
So all I'm saying is that if it was him, they would have been fighting. I can't say that Will wouldn't have done it because, mental will have you do whatever in that moment. You be sitting there like that. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't deny. I don't deny.
Not at all. Ain't no way.
Here's what I'm saying.
He wouldn't have done it.
I don't care how mental a motherfucker is. You know who not to try.
Yeah.
He would have never tried Dave Chappelle like that. Period. Never.
Nope.
I can understand that, but I will say this.
Can you plug that?
I still think.
This one.
Yep. Into.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You know what?
Put this here.
Out of that one. That's the boom mic.
Oh, boom. Smart. This nigga is smart.
Your brother is smart.
Because it went out, right?
Yeah. You're right. Oh, you was on it, bro.
So now we got the boom still audio.
Yeah.
And the audio, it picks up both of us.
Yeah, he
real good.
wouldn't have tried it like that. Now that I think about it, yeah, that's a different try because, and that, you talking about today's Dave Chappelle because yesterday's Dave Chappelle was slim. Okay, back in the day, Dave Chappelle went away, came back, and was swole in the mud. I remember I seen that nigga at a club. He's so sociable. He was like, "How are you?" By yourself.
Dave cool as hell, yo.
Fine time to die. That nigga be fucking with your ass and come around like a fucking gremlin every moment. But no, seriously, like, yeah, I can see that not happening. You know, because of that. Back in the day,
crazy.
Dave Chappelle, that's a different Dave Chappelle than Swole Dave Chappelle.
That's the biggest
today.
mistake of Will's career.
Facts.
I don't know.
That is the biggest mistake
I don't
of Will's
know.
career.
I don't know.
Absolutely it is.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I think...
1,000. What has he done worse?
Let me just tell you this. It was a mistake, but in terms of the consequence, in today's day and age and just kind of where we are, you know, with a lot of things, a nigga could come out with some great stuff and the audience will be forgiving. We're not forgiving and forgiving. Like, you know, we have these moments where people can do one thing and we shut them down forever and then they convince us and then we come back around. It's just interesting. I've seen this industry. I've seen people go down, then be revived from an album or like just anything. Like, and you be like, did y'all forget that, you know?
I mean, it just sucks, you know. He just had this book he just dropped and all this and talking about this and everything, and then it's like you got this one unfortunate incident.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like that homie that loves Will Smith, so it's almost like you the homie that, you know, that's your homie, so you don't really want to admit that he was wrong, but you was the one, like, after the party, you was like, hey, yo, that shit was mad wild, huh? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you do that? Like, I feel like that homie that's like in his corner, but, you know, the funny thing that I found about it was that nobody really saved Chris. Like, they didn't go to the commercial break. Like, I was like, why didn't somebody be like, cut camera 1 and 2? Like, that was really strange.
It was.
It was just the whole situation in itself is strange.
Right.
And I think that that's why people are going to be forgiving to Will Smith, though. I'm
not so sure. I'm not so sure.
I'm going to be honest.
I'm not so sure they're going to be as forgiving. I'm not so sure.
I disagree. I don't think that... I understand that it was messed up. Yes, it is. He's going to get a lot of heat, but I think the heat will die down.
Do you know
I knew he was going to apologize.
Can you speak on that? Why do you think there will be more forgiving to Will?
I think people will forget.
Why? Oh, really?
No way. People forget. No way.
I think if he's smart, he could find something in which people would. In my personal opinion. Okay. I feel like art, and I'm just saying this because it's just over time, just my observation of what the internet does and how it kills and how it revives.
Right.
Art has been an interesting way of swaying people in different directions. And I feel like art has the power of doing that. Sadly, it's sad.
No.
Look how long it took to take R. Kelly down.
This is the biggest
Look
award.
how long it took to take R. Kelly down.
This is the biggest award of
I get it, but look how long it took to take him down, though. Look how many years he come out with another album and we be like, but...
Is this camera on me?
Huh? What you mean?
This is your why.
That was from the interview.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
no, that was
this
from
your only
from the R. Kelly interview.
My bad.
Y'all don't remember that? And he was like,
"That's my whole point."
Is this camera on me?
That's my whole point.
Oh, I didn't do this. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my fucking life, man. Y'all killing me with this.
That's it. That's it. I think it's... Listen, all I can say is I think the shit was horrible. I think it was horrible as hell. But I think the way this entertainment business go, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Art be shipping some shit. Yeah, then it took forever to take that nigga down. It took forever. He had case on case on case. And this nigga would come out with another album and we be like, did y'all hear Step in the Name of Love? Wedding songs.
Right.
Everybody was ignoring it because the music blinded them.
Right.
We sometimes still get twisted with Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye come out with some shit, we be like,
Hey, look, Kanye
will confuse you.
Kanye has never crossed the line like Will did.
Understood. But all I am saying is that I would not be surprised. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't be surprised because I have seen art shift and sway people in different directions after horrible shit. So I just don't put it past. But that shit was horrible. I ain't gonna lie. It was horrible. Will Smith, That was bad, man.
Worst mistake in his career, I think.
It was not cool.
Worst
and
mistake
people
in his
trying
career.
they trying to help him out. They like, well, he was stressed.
Right.
He didn't take his pill.
Nah, he fucked up.
He was
That was a big one. He should have at least did it at the BET Awards or some shit.
Nah,
Like,
at the Oscars.
Don't do it at the Oscars. This is what you've been working for your whole entire life, bro. You was nominated for Pursuit of Happiness, so you was there, and you lost to Forrest Whitaker that year to Last King of Scotland.
Yeah.
So this was a fight to get back there because I was so close.
Right.
And then this one moment just stained the whole entire shit. It's like bleach. I like a small bleach stain on a designer suit. Like a Louis V suit. It's a small bleach stain on it. And it's like, I can't wear this no more.
Right.
Do y'all remember when Chris Brown beat up Rihanna?
Yeah.
And then he came on that award show and sang Man in the Mirror.
But you know what the difference is? What's a higher award than the Oscar that Will just won?
All I'm saying
for this
is
particular role?
perspective.
You feel me?
In his industry.
But
in Chris's industry. You get what I'm saying?
Chris gained his fans back by doing more music.
Understood.
He got back in the studio.
And that's my whole point. I think that with that being said, that is what art can do. So I think if this nigga go get back in the studio and come out with a bomb movie, it may be a couple of joints that people do not support. But I'm just saying I would not be surprised if he come out with he finds somebody else to be a bio topic pick for, or he finds something with a grand performance.
Right.
Where people begin to be like, well, you know, it's been some time.
Yeah, right.
We have to think about it, you know, because I have it's sad. But I'm just saying, what I have noticed is that art, in a way, it just has a way of shifting an opinion of this man is a devil, and then next day this man is a saint.
Look, I will say this though. I know I'm off the camera.
It's okay.
The only difference with that, we didn't see not Chris Rock, but Chris Brown physically assault.
We saw the aftermath.
We saw
the aftermath, but you didn't see him physically do it.
I saw.
What I'm saying is a difference between you actually seeing that than hearing and seeing the after effect. So
I think it's like George Floyd. Those people saw.
Yeah, those two doesn't.
People see
you cannot use
and then
those
it's like,
two.
oh, we can't do this.
Right, because we see that. We could always
I also think that I think that Will is now a liability. Like,
well, that's something.
He's not.
I think so, because I think a lot of people are going to use that as an excuse. Like,
liability. I don't think physically.
I don't know. He could go off the handle and smack the director for a wrong scene or some shit.
But I think liability in terms of his alignment.
It's how they try to spin it. Oh, Will's a liability. Like, he could smack the director while we actually direct her.
I think for me, I don't think maybe that would be a thing, but I think it would be the alignment. It's a liability in terms of like, if I align with you, these are the things that I'm going to have to face according to what you have done. You know, obviously you're going to lose all that.
Obviously, after every big incident, there's always changes and things. What do you think the Oscars is going to do, or the Academy is going to do?
You know what I was going to do is Comedy Sketch Brothers. I said, these niggas going to have a Will Smith rule. Niggas is not about to be able to pass that motherfucking step 2. They gonna be like, hey guys, there's someone on step 2, but somebody handle that.
Oh shit!
Absolutely, they about to have a Will Smith rule.
They got the Will
nobody
Smith
about to be up there. Niggas is about to wear chin guards. Have security.
They gonna have security now.
They're gonna have to do that. You know, it's so funny to me because I always clown about the idea of when laws were established, and like they literally had to be established because some shit had to pop off.
Absolutely,
and so somebody had to come off with a law. So like, so guys, we can't do that anymore. So let's see, speeding. Speeding. What do we do with this? Do we charge people?
Right.
That's it. We'll charge people when they go over the speed limit. For there had to be a rule for something.
Right.
It's gonna be a real Will Smith rule.
It's a real Will Smith rule.
WSR. WSR. A Will Smith rule. That front stair, can't nobody come. Are you kidding me?
Yo.
And they still gave him the Oscar. I just found the whole program odd.
Yeah.
Yo.
It was just odd. It was odd that it happened. Nobody went to commercial break, and it was odd that they were like, "This is Will Smith's first Oscar for the." Did y'all see that? Hello?
Oh my God.
They just went through that show like nothing happened.
Shit. Yeah, they did. They damn sure did.
How do you explain that? How do you
shit.
just? They could tell us anything, man. They could just do whatever. It's
Right,
crazy.
Yo.
And we continued to watch it.
Oh my
Congratulations, Questlove, for what? What? No. Everybody stop.
Right.
I'm sorry for everybody else, but everybody stop. This is where the Oscars should have stopped. But they spent so much money.
That's
you know.
what I'm saying. They had international.
They had international stuff, and they had to keep it going.
and they had to keep. They had to like. What
me, it was when he said, "Wow, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me."
Yeah.
But the embarrassment on that man's face,
Right. It was
all
tough.
of that, and that's why I was like, they should have came in with that save.
I tell you what, man. If people
Like,
ain't know,
can she speak on, like, as a black woman, how do you feel at most black women supporting the idea that he was defending black women?
that's
As a
great
black
question.
woman, how do you feel on that?
That's a great question. Shout out to
Ask it, just in case it didn't
I
hear it.
feel like it was a test of masculinity. And I don't feel that supporting your woman means that the solution should be violence.
Okay.
I think that there are definitely, and I find that to be more attractive if I'm out with a nigga. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all watch Sex in the City, but it was this episode where who was it? Gosh, I can't think. But one of the characters, I can't think specifically, was dating this guy who was just fighting everybody. Like, you know, she was like, I love him. I really think he's the one. But they would go to bars. He'd be like, did you say something to my girl? And then, like, the slightest stuff, he would just, like, whoop everybody's ass. She was like, I don't know what to do, girl. It's like the slightest shit. Like, I ordered him a drink. And nigga said, thank you. Whooped his ass. So it was so funny to me, like, to see that. But, like, to find somebody support you,
Right.
and to find that somebody can manage the situation and has power, you know, that's a king to me, you know, that can silently shift the room from everything. And I don't even know what's happening. It's like, address, thank you. You know, I've always thought of myself as a queen. And when I think about queens, I've even had to help myself in my emotional states. And when I get emotional, I think about queens and how they sit on that throne. And when shit is wrong, you know, somebody come and they just whisper in their ear and they be like, shit is fucked up in the village right now. Like, motherfuckers is fucking up. And you be like, okay. And the queen be like, okay, off with his head.
Right.
The motherfucking entertainment come back in and you back to watching the show. You never have to move from your throne.
Yeah.
You never have to remove yourself. You just find the ways. And I know he probably made that statement as a gesture from, you know, public humiliation, because he felt like that's, you know, what he needed to do. And that's what the power of this industry will do to you. But I don't think it is an excuse. But I also, like I say, mental health and all of that is something that, you know, I've made some horrible decisions in some horrible mental places. So I say I can't judge him for his, you know, reaction. That's why when I said, they be like, oh, he wouldn't have tried Dave Chappelle like that. And I'm like, listen, I've tried some people in my mental health stage. It's like, oh, I should have never came after her. But you're moved. So I just feel like I do not think that, I think that, you know, I get where women, I think we often find, you know, love in those types of, you know, solutions, you know, when a man is concerned about what we wearing when we going out, you know what I'm saying? Like what kind of clothes we got on, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna beat up this guy if he say something to you. Like we consider that love. Like we look at that, but I don't think that's the definition of it. I don't think it represents that. I think there are other ways that you can be like, okay, my man is looking out for me in this situation.
Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion.
Whew. This 42, yo.
42.
I think that we should wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Let's wrap this thing up. Last question for the night. Let me see. I can put the question out
Yeah,
there.
you go ahead.
It's so funny because I get in situations
A guest
like
question.
this.
A guest question. That's the guest.
Guest question.
Guest question.
But I get in
New
situations. If I could be honest with y'all, when I do interviews and things like this, I am such an interviewer.
Right.
That I'm like, that's perfect. That's wonderful. So tell me about yourself. So you said that you were from like, and I be having to like adjust to the position of being like of somebody talking to me because I'm quick to flip something back on somebody else. Last question tonight. Let's see. End of the world. What's the album that you're gonna listen to for the rest of your life? I'm sorry. End of days.
What's the last album?
The last album you're gonna listen to for the rest of your life.
Whoa. That's a
let's do it all the time.
Ooh, that's a tough
That's
one.
a tough question. I gotta listen to it all the time.
That's the only album you got left.
Last one.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
And
the only one you got
clock it
left.
Which one is it?
Man, I got so many. All right, I'll give you one. I'm gonna probably say
Oh, that's a good one.
Victory Lap.
Ooh. Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey.
Yeah.
I don't know that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Dwayne.
I'm gonna say.
What's
Victory
yours?
Lap.
I think for me, last album I want to listen to, and that's just gonna fuck y'all up. The soundtrack of Serafina.
Okay. That's such a Dwayne answer. That's such a Dwayne. Oh God, that's okay. All right. Classical 5, 6, 7.
That's a great question.
Featuring Ramon, Burner Boy, and like what?
I'm glad you asked me
Yes.
that question. That's a great question. Now you same
Yes.
question, and then we can wrap it up.
Well, here's my thing. I always like to get clever, you know. So mine would probably be something of variety, like now that's what I call Music 48.
Yo, I was not expecting that. That's the realest shit I have ever heard.
Yeah. So I try
That's
to
the
find
realest shit ever. You got everything.
Yeah, everything.
Is that the now?
Now that's what I call music.
It be like that.
Yeah, that shit.
Get like volume 89, nigga. You would have songs.
Oh my
That shit come in
gosh.
sections. They got the packet. They got.
That is.
You be living. You drive me crazy. I just
change-
can't sleep.
I
You
live-
be I'm so excited. I'm in too deep. You be like, and it's just like me and Mrs. Jones. You remember the time of your life at the end
I
of the world.
want to change. I want to change my answer. I need a volume. A wow volume.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Now that's what I call music.
Yeah,
48.
I need one of them. Yeah,
Y'all know them
that's what's
commercials
up.
off the late light.
Oh my God.
Oh man, well listen, we gonna wrap this up. I'm so happy
Yes.
that you were able to take some time out and come by and stop by straight from Hollywood. You have blessed our studio. We are forever grateful. You are now gonna be like a official alumni. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I
So
can't
when
wait
you come
to come back.
So when you come back, you're alumni. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do.
Absolutely.
Straight from Hollywood podcast. I want to thank my guests, Jenna. You can find her on Instagram. I'm gonna let you drop your handle because I really don't want to mess it up. So just drop your handle real quick and then I'll
You know
finish.
when your
I'll
family
finish.
really don't know who you are. You know,
I'll
what's my
finish
phone
up.
number? Okay. Pass it over to her. Let her break it down the best way possible. She know how to do it. When you forget everything, you be like, let me just shift it over to this one. Cause she know her handles. It's my name and shit. It's my actual name and shit. This nigga like, I'm just let her tell you what her shit is. Cause to be honest with you, I don't even fucking know. My handle, Miss MissJayDMV.
I thought it
That's so stupid.
I thought it was.
MissJayDMV.
I thought it was, but I didn't know like if it switched.
If it had a 1 or something, yeah. People fuck your life up with that 1. You be like,
I don't know if y'all
damn.
can see yo, but I got tears. Y'all cannot see. I am crying.
It's JDMV on all platforms. No, it does not stand for Department of Motor Vehicles. I do not have any special infatuation with renewing my license. It stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Oh my God.
So MissJayDMV, that is where I'm from.
Oh shit.
And that's the best way to represent it. Yes.
Yo, this has been so much fun, yo. This has been so much fun, as I knew it would be. Thank you for coming.
Always.
You could find me on all social media platforms. I'm at BP the Genius. Hit me up there, all social media platforms. Follow at Straight from Hollywood, Instagram. We're gonna continue to post content on there. If you haven't subscribed already, just after watching this video, just press subscribe button at Straight from Hollywood on the Genius TV Network YouTube. So this is the first of many shows. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank the subscribers, of course. Thank the listeners for bearing with us through our little technical difficulties. We get better and better every episode. So I want to shout out my producer who was here today, who helped us out tremendously. We couldn't have done this without him. Shout out Dwayne Richmond in the back there.
Yes.
That was him in the back with the commentary, if you heard it, if you listened, if you saw it. So I'm at BP. She's at MissJayDMV. We here straight from Hollywood. We'll see y'all next time. I'm BP. Yeah, let's go. Shout out Bree.
Yes.
Only Bree you know. We'll get her back real soon.
Yes.
Yeah, and we out straight from Hollywood.
Do the song come on at the end?
Yo, do you know you are not the first person that's asked me that, but
It gotta happen.
I could definitely throw the song on at the end.
Put the song on now.
I'm gonna throw the song on at the end. Shout out
She said put it on
Collinsville.
now.
Let's go. And we out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.